Nadia Oldale and Josh Farrow, from Holywell, Wales, were devastated when their son, Luke, died just 3 hours after being born. A grief-stricken couple have been left with a staggering £1,000 funeral bill for their newborn baby because of a Department of Work and Pensions blunder. Nadia Oldale and Josh Farrow were devastated when their son, Luke, died only 3 hours after being born, and they had to arrange for him to be buried, according to the Daily Post. The pair from Holywell, Wales, applied for a grant to help them cover the cost of the service and were told by the DWP they were entitled to £1,718 from their social fund. But, a fortnight after Luke's funeral, the government officials wrote back to say they had changed the decision and that the couple had been overpaid by £1,000. Speaking to the newspaper, Nadia said the news made what was already a tragic time more difficult. The 24-year-old and her partner Josh, 27, who also have a 2-year-old son called Riley, spoke of their heartbreak at a time when they should have been celebrating bringing their baby home. Everything was fine up until the 20-week scan, when we were told there were a couple of complications with the baby, Nadia said. They found fluid on his brain, and he had a club foot and a cleft lip and palate. They started investigating whether there was anything else wrong, but all the tests came back normal. I went into labor 2 days early and Luke was born on September 27. He was taken to the SCBU and we were told that everything was fine, but, a short while later, all hell broke loose and suddenly we were having him christened. He died 3 hours after being born. A coroner's report later revealed that Luke had orofacial digital syndrome, a rare genetic condition which affects the development of the structure of the oral cavity. Nadia said, "While we were at the hospital, one of the midwives mentioned that we may be able to apply for grant funding towards the cost of a funeral. We'd just lost our baby and our heads were all over the place. Obviously, we weren't expecting to have to do this and didn't know where to start. All we were prepared for was bringing our son home." The couple applied for funding over the phone and were told they had met the criteria. They even received a letter confirming that they were entitled to £1,718. "We went ahead and booked everything and picked a plot for our baby," said Nadia. Then, 2 weeks after the funeral, we received a call from the funeral directors telling us that the full amount hadn't been covered. When I contacted DWP, they told me they'd changed their minds and that a mistake had been made by the decision maker. There was no apology, no sympathy, nothing. It took me calling them to find out that they weren't going to honor the original amount, and then they wrote to me to confirm that. The letter from the DWP states, "We have looked again at the facts and evidence we used to make our decision. As a result, we have changed the decision." It says the couple should have been awarded £700 and adds, "The maximum we can pay for other funeral expenses is £700. Nadia said, "It's not about the money. It's the fact that they said yes and then said number. We spent a fortune buying things for a baby we never got. We didn't expect to have to pay out for a funeral that we were under the impression was covered by the grant." A DWP spokesman said, "Our thoughts are with the family at this difficult time and we do apologize for the error made." The Mirror Online has contacted the DWP for comment.